This is Matt for Into Boxing. I'm delighted to be joined by Sky Sports' Adam Smith. Adam, we've been wanting this fight for so many years. It's finally here. It's only Wednesday. We can feel the tension in the air. It's exciting stuff, isn't it?
It's really exciting. You know, if you're not in this, I mean, you can be new in this business or like Sky for a long time and seen many big fights. You still get excited each and every time that something special happens. And but let's be honest, we've all wanted Kell Brook for eternity, and we wanted it many years ago, and maybe when they were world champions. But ultimately, we've got it. We've got it at a stage where, you know, they're both pretty level playing field. They're 35. They've got themselves into unbelievable condition, and they both believe they're better than each other. We can't predict the outcome. Who knows what's going to happen on Saturday night? It's caught the imagination of the casual fans as well as the trade fans. And I just love the fact that, you know, people are saying, oh, it's too late, it's too long, they're just, you know, they're past it. Well, they don't look past it in that ring to me. They look in incredible nick. And I think you'll see it the way and the shape they're in and how important this fight is to them personally. I think in many ways it's as important as winning a world title. I think they're going to have to live with it. The loser's going to really struggle with this. And look, it's a fight for pride. It's a fight for the ages. And it's a fight that I can't wait for, having sort of watched them grow up and, you know, been lucky enough to be around many of their fights.
You mentioned level playing field. One thing that does stand out in this fight is the fact that it's at 149 pounds. Does that heavily favour Amir Khan, you think, in this fight, considering Kell was looking 154 and above previously?
I say a level playing field because you look at it, there's so many imponderables. Kell has he's probably fought, I don't know, in the UK he fights more. Amir fights more in the States. Amir's not fought for 3 years. Amir's got a new trainer. Kell's gone back to his old trainer. Amir's got more speed. Kell's got better timing, potentially. Who's got better legs now? Who's got a better chin? Who's got better punch resistance?
Yeah.
We know who wants it more. That's Kell. But is Amir, and it has Amir always been the slightly classier fighter? I don't know. Some people think that. Other people think Kell is really still underrated and still underestimated, and that he ultimately, when he's on it, is better than Khan. I think what we're going to see is the two of them come together. It's going to be tactics. It's going to be controlling emotions. I think the weight is possibly important. I think we'll only know that in the second half of the fight. I think it was very important in the Errol Spence defeat. I worried about Kell at welterweight for that defence, and he boxed really well and then sort of came apart down the stretch. And is that going to be a problem again? He says he's done the weight amazingly. It's 149. There's a rehydration clause in there, but he's going to go in very strong and healthy and the bigger guy. I hope it doesn't come down to that. I hope it comes down to, you know, who gets the tactics right and who has the best tools on the night and who ultimately is the better fighter. And I don't know that. And having watched them for a long time, I think, there's the speed, the skills, the class. You can go with Amir, but then he engages in a fight and he gets himself into trouble. Is Kell smarter in a ring? There's the argument there. Terence Crawford, who's with Amir obviously for this fight, was saying after the Kell fight that he was shocked at Kell's, you know, timing, and that his jab was very good. And I don't know, did he say the same thing after he fought Amir? I don't know. He'll say a lot about Amir now, but I don't know. You can look in so many different ways. Amir could win this fight early with speed. Kell could win it early by knockout. It could go long. I think Khan might elect to box and move in and out and win it long on points, but I think Kell will at some point try and knock him out, and that could be his own undoing. You can't predict this.
Absolutely. Now, you mentioned rehydration clause. Do we know what specifically they can go up to fight night?
I'm not sure that's for public information. I don't know. You'd have to ask Ben and the guys that made the contract whether that's for public notice. But I do know that Kell won't talk about that, so I don't think it's fair that we do.
No, because allegedly there's a really heavy fine no matter how many pounds over, and the part of me, maybe the cynic in me, thinks that if you're Kell Brook and you're struggling maybe to make 149 and you're making loads of money anyway, does he say, I'll come in £2 heavier and give the money away?
I think there's fines for the weigh-in on Friday, and I'm not sure about what happens beyond that. There may be if he's too heavy on the night. Look, that's up to Team Brook and how they want to play it.
Yeah.
everything I'm getting from Kell is that he is in absolutely the right place, and that weight is not an issue, and that it won't be an issue, and that he's just focusing on winning. But you know, there's obviously a lot of other ways of looking at this. There's a lot of sort of, you know, you've got to do what you can to win, and ultimately if he believes that the weight is a massive disadvantage and he takes fines, then so be it. We won't know that until Friday, so let's leave it. But I really hope they both come in nicely inside the 149 limit. We get a fight. We're going to get a fight, whatever, but we're going to get a fight on the best possible terms, and I think that there'll be plenty of time for Kell to rehydrate, and you know, that he'll be a lot heavier on the night, come what may.
I have to say, looking at them both in the ring today, Kell especially, when we talk about weight cuts, he doesn't look, you know, drained. He looks fit, healthy and strong. Same with Amir, they both look in great condition. At some point this fight is going to catch fire. Yes. We could talk about tactics till we're blue in the face, because in many people's opinion it'll be the boxer versus can Kell catch him.
Sure.
Now at some point, maybe round 4 or 5 as we get into it, Amir's proven in the past emotions can get involved. Kell's obviously very emotionally involved. I think we saw that in the gloves are off. He feels a bit put out by the lack of respect from Amir. It's going to go off. At some point they're going to come together, and it could be a case of who lands first or who's more effective.
Yes, absolutely, and I'm sure it will ignite at some stage. But that's why I said that for Bomac and Dominic Ingle, that's so important, and that they keep their gladiator cool, because it's about following a game plan. You know, boxing is about winning at all costs. It's not necessarily about going and just, you know, throwing caution to the wind and getting a knockout. Remember, you know, if Kell tries and does that and comes a cropper, he's going to have to live with that. So why would you do that? Amir has obviously been working with Crawford closely on Kell's weaknesses. Kell's back with Dominic Ingle, who knows him better than anyone. I think it's going to come down to a mixture. It's going to come down to how they handle themselves in the first couple of rounds. It's going to come down to the rhythm that maybe Khan will set, whether Kell's countering and his timing is as good. Don't forget, Kell can box, and Kell can box really well, and he's got a beautiful jab. So jab can beat speed, timing can beat speed, but speed can also overrule all of that, and it may be that he catches Brook in a whirlwind and he can't cope. So I don't know, but there's going to be drama at some stage in this fight, and probably a lot of it.
I wanted to ask you, Dominic Ingle, one of the strangest things I've ever seen. I saw on Twitter this morning. Did you see it where he was draining the sweat? Yeah. And then he drunk it. I mean, ask Dave Caldwell. I mean, I'm absolutely mind blown as to why the hell he's done that. But I suppose that's just him. Yeah,
I saw it a while ago and couldn't quite believe it. It's just one of the most extraordinary things you'll see. But look, it's no, yeah. What can you say about it?
Mad, isn't it?
It's mad. It's absolutely mad. And look, I'm sure it'll go viral and all the rest of it. And if that's what's going to attract people to this fight, look, it's a bit of fun, isn't it? But ultimately, we want to concentrate on the two guys and the fact that they've got it all to win and all to lose.
Absolutely. Now, Natasha Jonas. Let's move on to her incredible opportunity. She seems to say, "I'll go up, I'll go down, do whatever. Just give me a world title shot." Talk to me about Natasha Jonas. It's Saturday night, her night, where she finally gets that little carrot on her career that says, "Look, world champion." She's got a tough fight though.
She's got a very, very tough fight, and she's quite a character, the Uruguayan lady who's also a commentator for ESPN in Latin America, Chris. She's great, and she's taking this at short notice, but she's a lot bigger, and a huge size difference, and so Tasha has to go up 3 weight classes. She's got the skills and surely the speed and the southpaw style to get the job done. The big question is, you know, at some point will the weight become too much? So it's a fascinating fight. Tasha said to Ben and I that she wants a world title, you know, almost immediately after joining Boxer, and of course she's joined Sky as a pundit, as an analyst now. So, but she made it very clear that she wanted to concentrate on winning a world title, and that was the big thing for her. Look, she's one of the most popular fighters in the whole of Britain. I think there'll be a lot of people very happy to see Tasha win on Saturday night, but she's got a tough night. So let's see if she can finally win that world title. I thought she was unlucky against Terry at the Garden. I thought maybe she should have won that one, but I think the Katie Taylor was the right decision. I thought the last couple of rounds Katie just pinched it, but it was an incredible fight, just like in their amateur days. And look, Tasha is one of those, you know, a bit like I don't know, there's many fighters, our own Jamie Moore, Matt Macklin, who didn't win world titles, who probably should have done. I think most people think Tasha should be a world champion. She's not yet. She's still got that, you know, that monkey to get off her back, that hurdle to climb, and let's hope she can do it on Saturday night. from a UK point of view, but of course, you know, we call it as we see it, and I think the whole of Uruguay will be pretty happy with their influencer. She's friends with Edison Cavani. She's a very big character in South America. So look, she'll have her own dreams as well. Let's see what happens.
Let's talk about, we mentioned this before, I think, for you, the Eubank fight. The schedule Sky have put together this month's been incredible, and you can feel the atmosphere in here. How refreshing has it been for you, obviously, to have Ben on board and to see the promotion and how everything's turned out? We've got Kell Brook over the line, which many have tried for years. I mean, I know that's why Eddie signed Amir that time when he was with Matchroom. How pleasing is it to see the schedule pan out the way it is?
Yeah, I mean, I always sort of take one step at a time. I think we've known since Eddie went to DAZN it's going to be a big rebuilding process. I'm surprised at the speed that we've got to this place where February has been such a fantastic sort of month for us. Great numbers for Eubank against Williams, of course. We've got Josh Taylor and Catterall next week too, and this I'm hoping will do great business, and everybody will get engaged, and people will be talking about boxing again. I think Eddie's put a huge amount of shows on DAZN. He's doing great guns over there. Frank's obviously had a great couple of weeks with the big beard, and he'll be putting the Fury Whyte fight on. So everyone's playing their part. It's great for boxing, isn't it? And it's great for the Sky customers that we've got this. I'm really enjoying working with Ben. He's not new to it all. He's been in boxing before, but he's new to this and this sort of pressure and the platform. And it's fantastic. He's doing a great job. He's got a wonderful team. I like his attitude. I like working with him. And it's we look forward, and hopefully we're going to be a great partnership for a long time to come. It's a 4-year deal. We've got a great deal with Todd DeBoer from Top Rank as well. We're all working together next week, so it's exciting. I love my time with Eddie and Frank and Matchroom, and I'll always remember that. And we had some incredible nights, but things move on. He made the decision to go to DAZN. It's a business one. He wants to go in a different direction, and we know what we've got at Sky. We know we've got the platform. We know we've got the tools to promote. Look at Sky Sports News this week. Look at the shoulder programming. Fighters see that and they want to be part of it, and everyone that's lucky enough to be on the show will really enjoy this whole week and the experience, and the night on Saturday. So yeah, there's a long way to go. It's steady work progress. It's what I did alongside Eddie many years ago, and Barney Francis, when Barney said, we want one promoter, and Eddie was the guy, and Eddie didn't have a lot of experience. Of course, he had his dad, but he was he loved boxing, but he was new to the whole thing, and he was jumping in the ring after Carl Froch and Lucien Boutet and all of that, and I think he learned a lot, and I think Ben's going to learn a great deal, and I think it's fantastic to have a new fresh face in boxing like Ben Shalom. I think he's hungry for it. I think he's very bright, and he's got a terrific team behind him, so I'm really excited, and every day's a challenge.
Absolutely. Just final one from me.
Yeah.
We're getting very close to the contract signing, hopefully, of Dillian Whyte and Tyson Fury. What do you make of this whole situation? They've set Dillian Whyte a deadline. It's coming very close. Do you think Dillian's just doing this because...
Monday, isn't it?
Yeah, do you think Dillian's delaying because he's unhappy with the purse, or he's fed up and playing it down, on just not wanting to play the I'll do exactly what you say kind of role?
Probably a bit of everything. Possibly the mind games, possibly that he wants to concentrate on himself. Lock himself away in training. Anthony Joshua's been quiet. A lot of them have been quiet lately, and I think that they're just they're assessing the situation. There's been a lot of talk going on. Fundamentally, we're going to end up with Fury Whyte, and I should imagine AJ Usyk. Let's hope that situation in his home country doesn't get worse in Ukraine, with what we're hearing with the Klitschko brothers and them helping the country out. So that's obviously a huge thing for the world. And look, we hope that Alexander is good, and we want to see him back in against AJ in that rematch. But first up, it's Fury Whyte. I think Dillian will be fighting hard for more money, which is what he should be doing. And I'm sure the Fury side will be fighting hard to just get the fight done, and I'm sure it'll be announced probably properly next week, and we can all move forward and enjoy the build-up and enjoy what will be another great night for British boxing like this one.
Absolutely. Adam Smith, thanks for talking to Into Boxing. You're very generous with your time, and I appreciate it.
No worries at all, anytime.